Hello, and welcome to another episode of Short Stories with Stefan, a reading rainbow runway roller coaster dedicated to bringing you fictional fun in the fantastic form of free internet content. Let's get to it. The children wait. Not one of them understands what's happening to Mr. Hanberdan. He's frozen, staring forward, unblinking. A bead of sweat crawls from the top of his head down to the tip of his nose where it hangs. The kids in the first row see the sweat. One by one, each kid with a phone takes theirs out and begins recording Mr. Hanberdan. His body remains frozen while his hands begin to tremble. Then something falls from his hands. It's small. A kid in the front row leans over his desk to see what fell. He zooms his phone's camera in and sees the thing which fell. It's a fingernail. Then another and another, until all of his fingers are without any nails. Then his eyes begin to shake and his eyelashes all fall off too, falling to the ground like dandelion seeds. A boy, Jeff, is done with whatever is happening and stands up from his desk. He declares this is weird and they need to get another teacher immediately, and he will be the one to do so. He goes out the door, across the hall, and grabs Mr. Hashla. When they return, Jeff opens the door and all of his classmates are gone. Mr. Hanberdan is facing the window, his back to them both. Mr. Hashla calls out for him to respond. Jeff remains by the door while Mr. Hashla approaches Mr. Hanberdan. Jeff looks around the room and sees no sign of his classmates. Mr. Hashla turns Mr. Hanberdan around by the shoulder and lets out a horrific shriek. Jeff too screams bloody murder, his hands and body shaking uncontrollably, and he holds his phone with unsteady hands to record what he is seeing. Mr. Hanberdan's belly is contorted and engorged by jagged body parts filling it out beyond what's possible. Mr. Hashla turns to run and is caught by the neck by Mr. Hanberdan, who effortlessly crunches him up into a ball of shattered bones and compressed, leaking flesh, and swallows it whole before turning his snake-like neck to face Jeff. Thanks again for watching and listening to Short Stories with Stefan, a Koi Pond Studios production. Don't forget to hit the big trinity of an online entity, like, subscribe, and share. If you want to hear my thoughts about each story, check out the podcast too, anywhere you listen, for added commentary on these stories and more. And I'll see you next week for another original short story. Bye-bye.